So let's do July.
Okay. So I think we probably both have the same one for this.
Better not. Go ahead. We probably need to
go. But I have another one just in case. But okay. Miss
I knew it.
Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so the madam of famed Jeffrey Epstein, who killed himself in prison, as we all know, that, and, you know, got a Netflix special out of it, you know, that wasn't too condemning, but for, I don't know, entertainment, I guess. But anyway, she was accused of acquisitioning girls, I guess, for him, and yeah, basically managing them and training them and all of those kinds of things. So that was on July 7th, I believe, if I can read my writing. Second. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting story, only because we haven't heard, it's been cricket since. So she's been charged with sex trafficking. No idea where she is. I don't think we know where she is, right?
Yeah, no mugshots and stuff. And even her arrest was questionable because they'd been looking for her for a while. Right. And then she was found held up in a 156-acre estate in New Hampshire that was even like leased in her name. So it was, you know, however long it took them to track down. And then there was a lot of speculation.
Up the street in New Hampshire. Oh, wow, that's good stuff. Go ahead.
The good stuff. You know, and at the time there was like a lot of memes surfacing, like about Prince Andrew and all the, you know, accused clientels, and you know, a list of people, and Epstein's flight logs were recirculating and stuff like that. And since there wasn't much reports about her specifically, no mugshots, nothing, the court records, people assumed that she was testifying or doing some type of trade in that sense. And we got like one report about Bill Clinton being with 2 underage girls at the island one time and got a foot massage. That officially came on record. So they were like, we got him. But of course, nothing happened after that. Right. I mean, like officially. Right.
And also, no arrests have been made at all in the Epstein case of neglect. Like not one person has been, I don't know, what do you call it, charged or not one person, you know, 2 security guards supposedly fell asleep, right? Or whatever the system is, somebody should have been charged for.
Oh, the camera broke. Oh, don't you hate it?
Or whatever. Yeah. So it's just interesting. Nobody's been put to blame for that one yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but
he's dead, you guys.
Right. Maybe, I don't know. Supposedly there was like his bank account was active for like a day, that there was like a deposit and then a withdrawal of. There's suspicious things there, but I don't know. Who knows? With clones, like everything's a gamble. Who knows?
Right?
Who's anybody? Right? Such a wild card. Okay. But
August.
Yes.
August was a lot.
August was a lot. So I guess one that we were kind of struck by was, I mean, like, I guess most prevalent to us was the California fires, wildfires.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Right.
Well, I do. Yeah. I can't believe how long ago that was. We had ash all over the cars, just piled up. The air quality.
You had to wear masks just because of the ash. But it was funny because I forget if it was the WHO or CDC that made an announcement, like posted on their Facebook or whatever, that like you still couldn't go out for long periods of time because your mask wasn't going to protect you against the ash, inhaling the ash. But it's like, okay, a virus particle is like this many microns and the ash is this many microns. So how? But it's okay. Just everybody ignore that part. But the point is, don't go out.
No, we're fine. That makes sense.
We're fine.
Yeah, I forgot about the fires. You know why I forgot? Because I feel like that just happened. It doesn't feel like it was in August.
Yeah, so that was like from mid-August all the way into like early September. But my other thing for August was Kamala Harris was officially the VP, which was a historic day for women to have a a melanated, a Black, maybe Indian, African American woman VP nominee. Yeah.
I don't think she's African American. She called herself first.
Well, she's Black, but you know.
Yeah, she calls herself Black. She's not.
But there was reports that call her African American. Nobody, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, bloodline wise, I think she's Jamaican, and
yeah,
she's nowhere near Africa. Like
no.
Yeah, so yeah. Hey,
it's still a win for them.
Oh no, yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I always wondered why they started doing that all of a sudden though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you know, yeah. But yeah, still a win. I was actually pretty okay with it. I don't like her personally, but you know,
well, it's funny because
a lady, and she's a lady of color. I can't knock that. You know what I mean? I'm with her on that one.
To me, it was like a dagger and then twist, like Obama, where it's like, I want to be happy right now. How dare you guys? Yeah. Her, you know, with him. Yep. Yep. With the crime bill and everything, like there couldn't be a bigger slap in the face after all that they like reported from George Floyd. You know, it's like
she called him a racist. She called him a rapist. I mean, and this was only months. This was during the debate, right. So months before they even. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that was a good choice. I don't want to.
Yeah. So many. Yeah. Yeah. And after all the defund the police thing, you know, to pick a cop band, her husband was a pharmaceutical
CEO or something.
CEO or something like that. I forget, but yeah.
Or is he not currently?
I think he is currently.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good choice. That was a good choice.
So there's those things. And but I don't. You do yours, and then I have one more if you don't.
Okay. So mine's the one that bothered me the most because I watched it over and over and over and over. What's the Beirut explosion?
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That one was insane. The way it really looked like Independence Day. Do you remember where the ship goes boom and then it goes?
It did like the mushroom thing.
It was crazy. It was like, whoa, there's no way that's real life. I watched it over and over and over. We as in the U.S., as far as I've seen, there hasn't been any true updates. It's been the same story that they've.
They just said it was an accident.
It was an
accidental explosion of 2,000 tons of ammonium.
Ammonium nitrate. Yeah. That's what they say. Apparently, there was also protests when they first initially dropped it off there at the Lebanese port. But there were protests for them to remove that from the port because of the explosion. But that was a big one. If you guys don't remember it, look it up because the camera footage from that explosion was phenomenal. It almost makes you question exactly what happened if you look at it a lot of times.
And there was actually a series of explosions right around that time. So there was that first one in Beirut, and then I think there was even like 5 or 6 more that happened within like
Syria,
3-5 days. Lebanon,
something like that. You're right. That is true. And it was almost consecutive. They were almost weekly. And that explosion, it killed 220 people. It injured 7,000. At the time, it was reported that many children were missing for some reason.
I forgot
that report was quickly detracted. No idea exactly what happened with that one, but that one was a little bit scary because they specifically mentioned the children, how many children were missing, and how they were able to calculate that within 48 hours of the actual explosion is beyond me. It's just an odd calculation.
Right.
110 people, as an update, 110 people ended up being missing, and 300,000 homeless as of now. So August, September, October, November. So four months of this was 4 months ago or so. So that's the update. So that was my choice for August. Yeah, the Beirut explosion.
And the interesting thing tied into that though is that since the Maxwell arrest, that there have been not necessarily high profile people convicted, but there's been tons of like reports of this different sex trafficking ring and this one, you know, like being broken up from just like on internet or, you know, different people that had extensive, you know, stuff on their computers or whatever of porn. So
Right. Several
Yeah,
here in the US. Yeah.
yeah, so there's been lots of incidences of that, but at the same time, like explosions all over the world. So who knows how that all correlates, or how that correlates to, we've also had protests, through these months of June, July, August, where it's like you couldn't protest in May to keep your business open or to go on the beach, but you could protest in June for George Floyd, but you couldn't protest in July for Save the Children, but you could protest in July for Breonna Taylor, but you couldn't protest but then in August you could gather to celebrate Kamala Harris, and
Right. Yeah, all the way up to November when
right.
people were in the street celebrating the election. But, we're not there yet. But yeah.
We're not there. So September, what you got for that one?
Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to. That was the other one. Yes, Black
Yeah,
Panther.
yeah. So yeah, that was a big one too. Yeah,
that's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been an emotional year.
Yeah, it's been an emotional year. September, you want to go first?
You go first this one.
Okay, what do I have? I have, you know what? I have one. The Abraham Covenant was signed on
Abraham Accord.
The 15th of
September.
September. I'm sorry. Yeah, September. Signed by the UAE Foreign Minister Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It led to the normalization of diplomatic relations between the UAE and the Israeli government. This is a very biblical treaty.
Right. Peace in the Middle East.
I'm kidding. This is something that I've been studying since we became Christians, since we were kids. It's something that we study in the Bible, and it's so crazy how a book that was written so long ago still has this historical value today, being the future from
right. It's still playing out.
It's still playing out. So yeah, that was a big one. It's noted.
But meanwhile, churches are closed.
No kidding. No kidding.
But don't talk about it.
Yeah, but don't talk about it. In fact, I was about to say this was known as the single most important event of 2020 to a lot of people. So can you imagine, with everything else going on in 2020, a lot of the rest of the world is looking at this like, holy crap, this is huge. And it is huge. It's a big deal. It was a big one. So yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that one, because that's an interesting thing to look at. This is a make or break for the entire world. Biblically, historically speaking, this is one of the things in the Bible, one of the lineage stories in the Bible that actually legitimately fascinates me. So yeah, this was a big one for me, the Abraham Covenant. Ibrahim, that's how they spell it. I don't know if it's American or what, but or if it's or not or what. But yeah, that's a big one for me. The only one I have is the Ginsburg death.
RBG.
Yeah, RBG.
Right. That was a tough one. That was a big one because we're, at the home stretch for the election, right? And her leaving, not being in the Supreme Court justice anymore, made a lot of people, we were on the fence about, or, that was another area of contention between Dems and Republicans about whether to refill the seat or wait until after the election. So that way, there's a lot of,
That's when the interest
resistance with Amy Coney,
right, and the Amy Coney Barrett hearing was, if nothing else, extremely, for me personally, a very proud moment for women everywhere, because that integrity that woman has, balls, man. Like the things that she was asked, the way people tried to make her feel uncomfortable, the way she was. They try to catch her in ridiculous lies. It's just like, wait, this woman has nothing to hide.
Right.
It's about time. It felt so good to see somebody actually with actual, like, and with integrity and holds her position of power with value, and it's precious to her, and not in a sense of gratitude. It's precious to her. It's something that she honors, that she doesn't want to let go. And I've never ever seen that attitude in a politician ever in my life. I don't know her very well. I'm not a political science major or anything. So I'm not really fans of any politicians, in that sense. But I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before in anybody, and it was beautiful to see it in a woman, because she has a lot of supporters on